Okay, now that y'all can hear me a lot better. Back to the video controls. All right, so I showed you how you can control all your channel effects through the mixer. Now if I press this layer shift button, it'll turn from orange to red. Now it's going to control my transition effects. And if you look down here, well, you can see this red box when this button's orange around the channel, video channel effects. So I know I'm controlling my channel effects. If I press the button, it goes around my transition fader, my video crossfader. So now I know it's controlling the transition effects. This top button, the back button on either side, is going to link or unlink my audio crossfader to my video crossfader. So that when I fade across, it's going to fade my video and my audio together. Again, if I don't want that linked, if I want to fade audio and video separately, I can unlink that, and now I can fade the audio without fading the video across. The knobs under that, the knobs directly under that button, I can open that up, press either knob, and it's going to open up my transitions list. I can scroll down and choose another transition like a grid fade. Now when I fade across, it's going to break the screen up into a grid. Or I can choose something like box both, which will like flip it kind of like a box. So you have a lot of different transitions and a lot of different video effects, and every time they upgrade Scratch Live, or VSL rather, and add to that program, that's a free upgrade, just like Scratch Live. Anytime there's a new version of Scratch Live, it's a free upgrade, just like a video plugin. The buttons, the bottom three buttons in that section are going to be your quick cut buttons. So if the video fader is on the right and I hit this top button, it's going to be a quick cut to the left. The button underneath that is going to be a temporary quick cut. So I'll press that and it'll temporarily jump over to that side, and when I release it, go back to where it was. Again, that's good for like a good rhythmic kind of tap into the beat, flashing the other video in and out. The bottom buttons out of those three are going to be my auto fade buttons. You can press the button and have it automatically fade on its own from one side to the other, and you can control the speed of that. Control the speed with the second set of knobs. The more you go, and either one does the same thing. The further you go to the left, the quicker that auto fade is going to be. So now when I auto fade to the right, it's a pretty quick fade. When I auto fade to the left, it's going to be pretty quick. If I turn these knobs all the way to the right, or just really far to the right, it's going to be slower. The farther you turn to the right, the slower that auto fade is going to be. Now when I press that button, I get a really nice slow fade from one side to the other. So that leaves my hands free to mix the records out. You know, if you're juggling the records, if you're cutting up, manipulate the audio however you want while the video fades on its own. But what you want to remember, if you're doing that, you want to unlink your video fader from your crossfader. So if I'm doing a slow auto fade and I move the crossfader, that's linked to the crossfader. It's going to come out of that auto fade and follow the fader. So you want to unlink that first. And now you get your auto fade, your auto fade the music out, cut it up, whatever you want to do, and that video is still going to fade from one side to the other. So that leaves your hands free to get busy with the audio, and you don't have to worry about it following what you're doing with the audio, video and audio. So that's how you can control all the effects and transitions and links with the mixer for your VSL plugin when you decide to get it for the low price of $199. Now a couple of new features in the newest version of VSL. If you go to your setup right here, click on the effects tab, you can now import text and images. So if you want to put some text in, say you're at the club and it's somebody's birthday, and oh, you know, can you give me a shout out? You can happy birthday to the annoying girl that keeps bothering me, or whatever you want to put, you know, type in drink specials or no requests or whatever you want to put up in there. Personal favorite. What you want to do, highlight the text bar and type in something. I'm going to put in Rane. Hit your font button. You go down here and choose a font, make it bold or italic, whatever you want. Change the size, change the color, do whatever you want to do with that. Once that's said, go back to your Scratch Live screen. You can choose an animation. You can have it scroll, or you can have it zoom on the BPM or the bass. Let's just set it to scroll, because that's what text does. Use a little position section right here where you can change the position. Let's put it up at the top. And there's an effect parameter. These knobs that control the effect, when I was zooming in and out, you can assign something to be controlled by that knob. So effect parameter, we can control the size, the animation, the color, the orientation. Let's set it to color right now. And anytime you create a new text effect or image effect or change an effect, you want to hit the save button. Right now this just says new. When I hit save, it's going to say Rane because that's what I typed in. So I hit save, now it says Rane. So now that's saved. And anytime you want to make a change to it, you want to open this drop-down list and make sure you click on the text or the image that you want to change effects to. And where you find that, you go down here to your video effects section, scroll down to the bottom. There's that text I just put in, Rane. So I click on that. Now that's scrolling across the top of my screen. So if I want to change the color on that, remember I set it up for this knob to be able to change the color. So if I turn that, now that effect parameter will change the color of that text. Now it's scrolling kind of fast, going from right to left. Let's say I want to slow that down and make it go right to left to right. I come back over here and make sure that's the effect I'm working on. Click on Rane. Can change the scroll parameter a little bit. And let's say I don't want to change the color anymore. I want to change the size. Just click on that. So there's no change in it yet. You have to hit save. When I hit save, now that's slowed down. It's going the other way, and I can use this knob to control the size of the text. So if you have a lot of things you like to type or throw up on the screen a lot, your name, your email address.
Different styles of letters as well?
Yeah. Like I showed you, when you go in here to your fonts, you can choose.
We'll be doing all of this in the next.
You know, you can choose your font, you can choose the color of the font, whether it's bold, italic, both, the size of the font, you know, all in your font list. Then you come back to Scratch Live, and then you set all the parameters that are in Scratch Live. And you can do the same thing with images. It's the same process. Click on the image tab, hit browse through your hard drive and find an image. I already have one loaded up that I kind of like. Let's go back to Scratch Live. It's highlighted. So I want to put the animation on base zoom. Bump that up a little bit. And I'm going to put the position down in the bottom right hand corner and the effect parameter to size. Save that. Now when I go down to my effects list, I have that image I just put in, which is the image of the 68. So now I have the Rane 68 and the Rane logo, not the Rane logo, but Rane spinning across the top. And I have the 68 zooming into the bass. Yeah, you can sync it to the BPM or to the bass in the music. So you can take your logo, put your logo over the bottom of every video you play all night. And the thing about putting in text or an image is it's an effect. It's not a video. It's just an effect. So even if you're not playing a video, if you're just playing an MP3 or a wave and you have that effect up on that screen, that's going to be on the screen. So that's a good way to have something showing when you don't actually have a video playing. Like, man, I don't have a video for the song. It's just a song. Throw an image up there. Throw your logo up there. Throw a flyer of the club up there. You know, if you have like, you know, next week at the club, whatever, use it to promote. The club will love that. Promote yourself. You'll love that. You know?
The other thing about this too for everybody is that the video program works with all Scratch Live products. So you don't need to own a 68 to run video on Scratch Live. What you have to do is Wiz showed you how to map a controller. You map an external MIDI controller. You can buy a nice controller for $70. If you own an SL1 or an SL3, you map the MIDI controller, you buy Video SL, and you can play Scratch Live just like we're doing video control right now. So you can own the mixer. The mixer's got integrated controls, but it's not required. You can use an external controller. So if you want to get in this game, it's a good way to experiment and not commit a lot of money. Find out if you really want to do it.
And it's also real easy to change the video that's playing on that audio track. If you have music videos, that's great. If all you have are waves and MP3s and no actual music videos, but you have video footage, you can attach that footage to that song. It could be like home movies, whatever, your kid running around. So if I'm playing a track and I want to change the video, all you need to do is click on a new video and drag it up to the video window, not the virtual deck, but the video window, and let it go. Now that'll update. So now there's a different video to that audio, and you still have control over it. It'll still follow what the record's doing. If I want to change it again, let's go in here and grab something else. Now it's a different video in there. Those dudes beatboxing. You know, if I want to change it again, put something else up there. My cue points will still work with that.
You can't do that with the text you put up there, right?
You can't do it with what?
the text, like how you wrote
Not the
something
text, because
to
the
make
text is
Rane
not a
go
video,
back.
it's just an effect.
Right.
So you can't attach the effect to be controlled by the. You can have some effects will be controlled by the EQ, like the bass. Something will zoom
Right,
to the
that's
bass.
what it's for.
Yeah. And there's certain effects that will spin the video around with the turntable. So when you scratch, it'll spin it around. So there are a lot of different effects you can play with, and they're always adding new effects. But say I want to go back to the original video, you can do that too. Just click on that track, drag that to the video window. Now that original video will show back up on there. So super easy to change the video, and you can attach a video to an MP3 or a WAV. So every time you load that audio, that video will automatically load. You don't have to go find it, drag it up to your window. If you find something you like and you think, okay, every time I load this MP3, I want this video image to load with it. You can take that image, drag it up to this button right here. It will associate that image with that audio track. Now you can also, if you find a couple of video effects you like for that video, like, man, I really like to zoom in on this video and I like the false color effect on this video, you can have those videos selected, click this button, which will save those effects to that track. So every time you load an MP3 or a WAV, you can have the video you want automatically load with it, the video effects you want automatically load with it, and you can change that whenever you want, but you can save that so it'll be associated with that file and always load.